Let me ask you a question that could fundamentally transform the way you view your entire life. What if the worst day of your life was actually the best day of your life? What if the moment that broke your heart was the exact moment that created your destiny? I know that sounds crazy when you're in the middle of a storm, but I am living proof that it's true. Let me take you back to a moment that completely reshaped who I am today. I was 11 years old. It was Thanksgiving Day, and in my home, we had no food. I don't mean we were running low on groceries. I mean we had zero money, zero food, and no hope. My family was drowning in stress. Money issues will tear a family apart faster than almost anything else if you don't master them. My parents were arguing at the top of their lungs in the other room. The tension in that small house was so heavy you could cut it with a knife. I was sitting there as a young boy, feeling completely helpless. Have you ever felt that way? Like no matter what you do, you can't protect the people you love? I was terrified. I was hurt. And I was starting to believe a dangerous lie, a lie that so many people believe every day, that nobody out there gives a damn about you. And right in the middle of that intense, painful argument between my parents, suddenly there was a heavy knock at the front door. Knock, knock, knock. Everything went dead silent. My stepfather walked over to the door, slammed it open, ready to fight whoever was standing on the other side. And standing on that porch was a complete stranger, a man in a simple uniform holding a massive, heavy wooden basket. I looked at that basket and my eyes went wide. It was loaded. A giant raw turkey, boxes of stuffing, potatoes, pies, fresh fruit, canned goods, everything you could possibly imagine for an absolute royal feast. My stepfather froze. The stranger looked at him with this calm, warm smile and said, "Sir, I'm here to deliver this to you." My stepfather's face immediately tightened. His chest puffed up. His pride kicked in. He became defensive because when a man feels like he can't provide for his family, his ego will try to protect him. He looked at the man and snapped, "Who is this from? We don't take charity." And he tried to slam the door right in the man's face. Now pay attention to what happened next, because this moment changed my destiny forever. The man didn't get angry. He didn't step back. Instead, he put his foot in the doorway. He looked my stepfather dead in the eyes with absolute conviction and total love, and he said, "Sir, please, don't let your pride stand in the way of your family's joy." He continued, "I don't know who sent this either. All I know is that someone knows you are in need, someone knows you're going through a hard time, and someone wanted you to know that you are loved." The stranger put the heavy basket down on the floor inside our house, turned around, and walked away into the cold afternoon air. My stepfather didn't say a word. He picked up the basket, brought it inside, and walked away. But in my 11-year-old brain, a massive shift happened, a complete breakthrough. Up until that exact second, my identity, my worldview was built on a limiting belief. Nobody cares about us. We are alone. The world is tough, cold, and mean. But in one single second, that belief was shattered to pieces because a complete stranger, someone who had no reason to help us, someone who owed us nothing, cared enough to feed my family. I laid in bed that night, and while my body was full of good food, my mind was racing with one massive realization. Strangers care, and if strangers care about me, then I have to care about others. I made a decision right then and there as a broke 11-year-old kid that one day I was going to get my act together. One day I would have enough abundance, enough wealth, and enough strength that I would do for other families what that stranger did for mine. I made a promise to myself. I will pay it forward. Look at the mechanics of what happened there. My family focused on scarcity. The stranger focused on abundance. My family was focused on their own pain. The stranger was focused on contribution. What you focus on determines how you feel, and how you feel determines the actions you take. When I was 17, I didn't have much money, but Thanksgiving came around again. I remembered my promise. I went out, worked extra hours, saved up every dime I had, and bought food for 2 families in need. I drove up to their houses, dropped off the baskets, left a note saying, "From a friend," and drove away crying tears of pure joy. It was the greatest feeling of my life, better than any drug, better than any money, better than any achievement. That was the day I realized the secret to living is giving. Fast forward to today. That one small act of kindness by an anonymous stranger didn't just feed one family for a night. Ignited a fire inside an 11-year-old boy that has burned for over 4 decades. Because of that one basket, we built a partnership with Feeding America. And as I stand here talking to you today, we haven't just fed 2 families. We have put over 1 billion meals to people in need all across the world. Think about that. 1 billion meals. All because one person decided not to pass by. All because one person chose to care. So let me ask you right now, what is the story you are telling yourself about your life? What is the pain from your past that you are holding on to instead of using it as fuel for your future? Your past does not equal your future unless you live there. Take your pain and turn it into passion. Take your struggle and turn it into your strength. Decisions shape your destiny, not your conditions. What decision are you going to make right now? Who are you going to help today? How are you going to step up and live with passion, with purpose, and with love? Live fully, love deeply, and as always, live with passion.